Overpass is where we're going to start things off between MIBR and ATK. Last time these guys played on this map, I think it was back in August, I want to say. Maybe before that. It was a long time ago. It's the best of one. Went MIBR's way, but it's been a hot minute. That was a different roster, different teams, different thing altogether. So let's see what we're going to get this time around to kick off the party here. Aggression in the playground. Getting spicy early on. They catch the first kill on ATK, but do they expect JOTA? They definitely don't. JOTA gonna have to find the timing here, and he has indeed. There's a connection. Now they're caught between Henny and JOTA. They have to pick which way they're gonna fight, and frankly, they gotta do both. JOTA dropped down. That makes life a lot easier, and Henny will have to withdraw. So for the moment, ATK have an advantage in Swisher. Always getting activated in Con. MIBR don't seem to realize it. But now they've got a standoff. Now they've got an engagement. And now the T's don't really know which way to go.
I don't know which way they're gonna go either, man. So many different options, but it looks like they'll finish things off towards the B side. A bit problematic though that Turtle stands right around the corner in this wood wall with dualies as well. So you can fly. Turning the corner though, it's a little bit labored and a quick trade coming through from Swisher as well. So maybe things can start to happen here for ATK. They still have to get past Bernazen and Henny up in towards the top ropes there. It will be Bernazen fighting one, and he will finish the job right there. MisteM gonna hit the deck, and MIBR off to a good start.
That's a nice find. I mean, especially considering the positioning got real weird in that one. But that seemed to be MIBR thriving with it. The aggression at the playground, the play in connector, just all sorts of weirdness. Messy as pistol rounds do get. Still, it's a nice start, especially on the CT side. Build up that early eco and get the ball rolling here.
Not too bad. Yeah, they're doing a great job at creating some chaos there early on. And no bomb plant, so ATK gonna go for a full Glock eco, so you know which way this one's going. Not in ATK's way, that is.
Unless.
I got a question for you, though.
Okay, hit me with a question.
So, what do you go with for the Bernazen name? I know...
BRN is on.
Okay. I
or
know
just
that,
BRN.
That's the, Anders, method of BRNism. Is that correct?
This is, according to Raul, who is Brazilian.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Basically, his name is Bruno.
Yes.
Is my understanding, but his tag is like BRN is or right. Just BRN for short.
Sounds good. I've gone with BRN for some stuff as well, so BRN is in. Sounds good.
This is Raul is my new source for anytime I need to pronounce a Portuguese name.
That's good. It's always a good source to have right there. He did a good job over there in the RMRs.
He did indeed. I do have to say, Brazilian Portuguese pronunciation is one of the toughest for me to wrap my brain around. Especially the R's or H's thing. My brain is so very resistant to it. It's taken a long while to even be able to approach it. And I still feel like I'm going to mess it up every time.
What is going on in this round? Right now we got aggression. They threw a deep molly as well.
How did Swisher get past JOTA?
Monster? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
What
How
is
did
happening?
he get there?
Did he...
They find a pick over towards A as well.
JOTA, did he push construction?
So I saw him.
Okay,
oh
all right.
goodness.
Fadey, double take there. Jump scare. 'Tis the spooky season.
Ooh.
And either way, this is going to look pretty dang good for ATK, even if the particular round didn't make any sense to our brains.
Yeah, that was all over the place. I think that they threw a molly that missed towards those stairs that Swisher's on right now, and that's what caused the miscommunication there. That's what allowed him to get deep in towards Monster, because you saw the smoke was blowing in that same spot, but MisteM. I think he should just seal the deal with that kill, unless Henny can do any damage. Right? He's not in a really good position here, but maybe Trigger Discipline could go a long way.
Oh, no. No. Somebody turn around. Somebody turn around. He's going to get one this second as well. Oh, they cannot let Henny get back into this round. A 1v3, it's not impossible. Stranger things have certainly happened, but the timing that Molotov means he's going to get caught for MisteM, and everything's going to be fine. They didn't clear that corner, but MIBR let them off the hook for it.
Oof, that's scary right there. That was just all over the place, that round. I don't know what on earth was happening there, but ATK thriving in the chaos, it seems. Able to get the jump on them despite Henny's funny business there.
I think at least for the moment, the chaos has definitely been instigated by MIBR. They're really getting fast and loose with some of the positioning and some of the pushes that are coming through. Let's see if it continues. They're going to have to presumably take a half buy here Exit with 1900 loss bonus. There's a world where they just try and make this happen, right? Get 2 rifles up on Jota, Turtle, maybe some Famai and BRN and Henny. Like you could just risk it. Exit will have a dig, but that's fine. That's presumably what they're discussing here. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, you could take it, exit on the deagle any day, and do some damage. So I wouldn't be too opposed to it. We'll see what Jota's calling in right now. It's still very early on, right? So risks aren't really too necessary, and I think they realize that. They're just gonna go for a safer call. At least that's what I'm getting out of Jota. As soon as I see those P250s come out, you know, there's not gonna be a lot of reinforcements.
Here's the influence of Bit perhaps coming in as well, calming them down. It's a long game. Let them have this one. We'll have a pretty good buy in the next. Actually, if they save this much cash, there's going to be money spare to drop something over to exit. So that's, I mean, that's really conservative. They had some money to play with. They don't spend anything. In this round, it's just going to be a full stack on towards the B site. Swisher, he's going to come probing, and eventually he might find his hands full.
Like how they play this. MIBR love to go for these gamble stacks. It's kind of been a, you know, trademark of this roster. When they're at any sort of disadvantage, they are just simply stacking a bomb site. That's kind of their game plan. That's been set in stone over the last, you know, couple months with the implementation of Jota as the IGL. So they're going to keep that true on this kind of full eco at the moment. Everyone in towards pit. So free map control going to be taken by Atk for the entire round. And it's just a matter of time before Swisher realizes.
I'm currently trying to think if there's a nade lineup from bathrooms into this pit position. I don't know if anyone knows it, but I'm sure there is one.
Gotta ask get our resources.
It's kind of sick if they just naded them all down. A world where that would happen. Let's see how many Swisher gets before his inevitable death. He's being overwhelmed here. The answer is none. That's not great, because now the rest of MIBR can play Hide the AK. Time to go on a quest to keep this gun alive. I don't imagine they even fancy their chances for the actual retake, but an AK is a nice prize to take out of this.
Yeah, no one going down there. Again, this is, you know, the very calm in nature MIBR roster. They're just trying to, calm things down, because it started out very, very hectic from that first gun round. They get a chance to take a breath at the moment, and hunting those Zeeks. You love to see it. Some confidence building kills, but you might have to worry about just staying alive here with that bomb.
I don't love hunting the Eeks in this situation. You're not going to get anything, and you might give them a gun.
Down to 10. He did the math.
He's fine. He did the math. Checked it twice. Did some equations. Going for the spray afterwards is bold. In case someone decides to pop a shot back through on your 10 HP booty. But for now, they're chilling. They're chilling here, Cole. They're good. It's all fine. Buy comes back up. They've got the AWP. They have that saved AK. That allows them to get a really good buy in this one, actually. And now, here's the round where we're going to see what MIBR wanted. Here's the round where they got everything working in their favor, where it's a full gun round on both sides. And we see the execution. Seems like we're going to get aggression here towards the fountain early on. Henny wanted to go for a peek, but it's not going to happen, so he'll fall away. Initial utility's enough to push them off, and actually that might disguise the fact that the bulk of this presence is headed towards the B site. A boost up is being sought to check Toxic. Nobody is by the barrels, at least for the moment. And if they give any sort of an audio cue, that might get caught. Exit, waiting for it. Exit might be watching for it. This could be a big risk. Jota's playing back pillar. Is he going to get spotted?
He knows the
everything here.
Ooh. There's the spot right there. A lot of damage done to Jota, but no kill confirmed. And that does reveal 2 players' position, so maybe a slight information gain. Now Bowden looking to take some liberties off of that ground. He has an opportunity here if anyone's giving him the fight. I like to see a little bit of an aggressive T-side Bowden early on here from Atk as well. He is good for a lot of those opening picks, specifically towards short, but Henny might get his chances here if there aren't any flashbangs for this position.
Should be able to set up one on MisteM, but no, it's actually just going to go out dry. And he's a little late off the angle at the wrong time. He only spots one player. I think he spotted the bomb, though. So could have a decent amount of information on this, but Bowden will get the better of him. Henny caught slipping, and that's going to force the rotation back up. Exit coming through, but they haven't seen enough presence to full rotate. Still, Jota's going to come in. Trust the read. Once again, BRN. Oh, they're getting so shaky by those bathroom positions. Exit, though, all the pressure on him, and Exit will deliver. Multi-frag coming through. Exit had to do it. And he's doing everything they needed from him. Turtle 1v2. He's been set up by his in-game leader, and it's going to come right down to the wire here, Cole.
Oh my god, and MisteM gonna close things out right there. The time was of essence. He just dives through the smoke. He knew he had to deny that bomb plant, but again, it's just an extremely chaotic round there from MIBR. Looking a little bit disjointed, a little bit uncomfortable in some of the positions. You can see BRN dancing inside of the smoke. Kenny, you know, insecure about holding off that angle in top of connector. All of those small details that have allowed ATK to find those opening picks, and sure, you know, time goes down to the wire. It comes down to the 1v1, but ATK starting to string some rounds together on this T side. It will make it a little bit of a worrying start here for MIBR.
They're leaving Swisher and Mondo isolated outside B on these lurks. It's been pretty good for it, right? And they haven't tested it in those early rounds, but it is something to keep an eye on later on to see if MIBR kind of identify that might be a weakness. Jota connects with the CZ, but not able to build anything upon that. So now there is this stack from MIBR on the B site, and it seems like that stack's going to be tested. Exit falls off. I think that gives an audio cue over to Swisher as well.
Definitely should have revealed some positions here, but MisteM doesn't care. He's just gonna roll on in. Straight through the monster. Great flashbang setup. Man, this is some really good ATK and overrunning Turtle there as well. MisteM just gonna find himself a double entry, and that's gonna be the day probably called from BRN. I don't know how interested he is in going for this. Might go for an exit or two at the very best.
Yeah,
but
he just wants an exit. Snake a gun, see if he can't run with it. Don't think there's a world where he does, though.
I don't think so. This is really good utility early on. Even in the 3-on-4, I love to see that small little detail of making sure you're doing your due diligence. Because there was a stack, and deagles can hurt sometimes if you're not crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's there. Good investment coming in. That's something to look forward to for MIBR. Again, you got a slight advantage for ATK, right? They're coming into this map warmed up, right? They already played themselves a series, able to get some confidence versus Team 1.
Yeah,
right? So they know.
The flip side of that is this is a bit of an endurance night for them,
Yeah.
as opposed to being your standard affair in Challenger League. It's a double BO3, but they do, you know, they're gamers. They're gamers. They're grinders. They're born for this.
I mean, they made quick work of Team 1, I gotta say. Maybe that first map was a little bit more competitive, but
16-12, 16-2? Something like that?
Maybe. I think it was like... I think Team 1 maybe got up to 3 or 4. I knew there was some... It was 16-3, yeah. Still pretty one-sided, I'd have to say.
Yeah, beat down, for sure. No other way to put that. And that might bode well for the dust, too, we'd get at the end of this if this turns into a 3-map series. That's a long road ahead, but something to keep in mind. An ATK on 4. This team has always had the potential. Consistency that eludes them at times. Exit. Traded. That's big. That's a big kill to find. Utility going to be a little bit slow to come in here. Leave some openings, perhaps, for BRN to slip through, but he's isolated. Deep util holds Henny at bay, and oh, this is BRN now spotted, trying to make the solo play. He still fancy his chances. Time getting low. Kiss on Henny. It's not on BRN, and it seems like they're going to pull the ripcord. Bail on out of this. Deploy the emergency shoot. MIBR will back away. 5 rounds on here for ATK, especially considering that they lost the pistol, is a very nice start to this map.
Yeah, they got activated very quickly. That's another great gun round. The flash assists that are going on towards this B side, it feels like MIBR are permanently blind, therefore they're not able to play off each other. It's just pure chaos going on the defense right now, and it's a credit to the flashbangs going on. What have we got in this? Yeah, look at this, fully blinded up right there in that angle of Turtle. There's nothing you can do there, and I think a team flash maybe hit there as well, so somewhat unfortunate, sure, for MIBR, but that's ATK checking all the boxes at the moment once again for another B-side execute. Ooh, a little boost assembled.
Oh, Yertle.
Oh my god, perfect stuff.
Of
That
course,
is
the
so
Yertle the
sick.
Turtle boost has to catch Turtle, man. Oh, unfortunate for him. Just caught on the timing. That's lightning fast. I mean, he was just diving out of there, right? He wasn't sticking around for the duel for the spot. He was just trying to get out of heaven, and punishment delivered. The Iron's going to be the next test. Is Fadey going through the door?
Oh, he has.
What is he? Ooh,
He's in the smoke. He's going to find him.
Oh, turn you right, Fadey. Fadey. Oh, my goodness. His leg comes into view first. This is absolute madness. Fadey has no idea that BRN is here. This is, we're back to apparently the early rounds where just it's a mess, a blender of positioning where we don't actually know who's the T's and who's the CTs and what's in the what when and the who where. Henny. Gonna get that shot a little bit easy, and they just give him the space to reset this to third. Why not? Okay. Just keep giving him a duel. So this round has gotten completely out of whack just off the back of Henny's op. I don't know if he realizes Swisher's gotten over into the hall. Oh, but the ankle spotted there. Exit is going to be wrapping. And this is in for a world of hurt. The catch on Henny might make this possible, but timing will be everything here. MisteM has eluded Exit for the moment, but he's done for. Oh, Exit manages to pull that off. 24 seconds. Swisher's got to go. If he's going to go, he's got to go. He's racing for it. Bomb will be recoverable, most likely. Exit playing the edge, and yeah, Swisher's done for. No clock, no time. Henny just won that round for MIBR.
Yeah, that's much more like it right there for Henny. That's kind of what you come to expect with his opping gear. This is a nice little replay. Opens up proceedings. But that's the exact sort of position you want him in right here. You can see comfortable with his angles. He's not moving around. He's not shifting his positions too much. He commits. He trusts himself. And that is the experience definitely showing for him.
Here's the thing, though. ATK, the positioning, the spacing on that was atrocious, right? If the rifler comes through, if you expect the op-con, which clearly Bowden is peeking as if it is. If the rifler peeks with him, it's a pick your poison type of situation. And he cannot kill both on the same swing. Even if the rifler doesn't trade, at least they can get past the angles. But as it was, they all just slow played it. And against an opera like Henny, that's not going to result in a good time. Look at BRN. Oh, wow. BRN is in. He's in the back lines here, Cole.
He's gonna have himself a field day, at least for one, and then that's gonna create so much chaos here. Fadey exiting the round. They'll say goodbye, and now, I mean, their entire A-side presence has just been dropped right there. They start to realize that their options are oh so limited now, as their cutoff point is BRN, and there is no returning elsewhere. So Bowden may be trying to work some angles towards the short side, waiting for some re-aggression here, but if you're MIBR, you don't really need to re-aggress right now. You have a lot of information.
Now you can sit. You can sit for sure. Especially with the sightline out monster, there's a lot of comfort there. Now the swing's going to be in. Turtle under threat. Jota wants to come in to support him, but he's wary. Wary of this construction push, as he should be. 30 seconds on the clock. They're going to execute. What little utility they have being dumped. That's nicely done. Don't know what's going on with Turtle. But he's going to be overwhelmed. Jota will be soon to follow. And here we go. We've got a round in our hands.
I don't know what's going on.
They're nowhere close. It's going to be a long rotation back in. And well, in the meantime, ATK, they may not have the util, but they can just set up the post. There's no util on the other side either. MIBR have a single flash to try and get back through. Never mind. BRN dead. So Henny, this could just turn into a save.
I think that's the case. I don't know what just went wrong right there, man. It looked like they were trying to get themselves in positions, lock things down, but in that, they got caught off guard. ATK just nailed the perfect timing. And Turtle, who honestly has been a stud all throughout this playoff season so far, he has been locking things down. He has been an incredible anchor. And when he hasn't been, the team has struggled. But, you know, versus that EG Black roster versus Ironblood, man, Turtle was doing a lot of work. And, if you see him slow down in the series, make those, you know, sort of mistakes that he was when he was first beginning on this roster, there's definitely going to be some problems.
Well, you know what they say about turtles, tortoises. The turtley kind. Slow and steady. Wins the race here, Cole.
Well, there you go.
It's just getting started. In the cast, do you prefer I call you Cole or Exner?
Cole. Yeah, that's perfect.
Right. Or X. I'm realizing we've cast before, but it's been a minute.
Yeah, I think it was once or twice at Frag. That was the
Sounds
first
about
time
right.
though. Frag 17.
Been a minute. Good to have you on the microphone.
Yeah, good to be here. Really good game to cover as well, man. Should get exciting.
Yeah.
Right now, ATK are they're kind of asserting some dominance here today.
Well, it's chaotic right now. It's not very buttoned up for either side, but it feels like MIBR are taking a little bit longer to find their spacing, timing. I mean, even in their third round win, frankly, they probably shouldn't have, or at least it should have been more competitive, right? Henny should get one and either be forced out of position or traded, and then it's a much tougher situation for MIBR. So they're figuring things out right now. And this time they're going for a very heavy lean over towards B. Limited guns means that they're basically stacking here, and it provided that ATK picks right and finds BRN, this round shouldn't be too interesting. Utilities come through. Swisher's going to walk into the Lions Den again. This time, does he realize it? Does he get away? Oh, he does. And he can't connect with that rifle. So now they know. Now they know the rifle's here. Now they know the heavy presence is here, and ATK's response is just going to be continuing to take this space at A. Exit's starting to rotate, starting to float. Henny is as well, so the gun can be brought to bear. And with 35 seconds on the clock, ATK are not leaving themselves a lot of cushion on this one. They've gained no ground, really. Just a little bit of a toehold in the bathrooms, and no damage just yet. They're setting up their util without actually knowing where BRN is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. There's the catch. There's the kill. Not enough bullets in that CZ, but now there's the early warning system. The rifle's in place. Henny can make something of this. Flashbang on. Deleted. Never mind. That M4 is not going to do work. The bomb will be planted. There is a flank on. Woohoo! But they can't deny the bomb, and JOTA can't keep that op alive. So it's all left to Turtle. One lonely Turtle, and they're going to make soup of him.
Oh no, man, that looked so good for MIBR. They were able to stall out so long. That one little point of chaos inside of the bathrooms, I thought that was going to be the end of days there for ATK. But MisteM with some fiery entries right there. Right when things could have gone wrong. The IGL there of ATK bailing them out by taking care of that A1S, because that was the last little bit of hope. Henny, if he was able to find that kill, drop the bomb, that would have just been enough chaos for maybe time to expire and that round to be over. But great entries coming through, bailing them out. But again, this chaos kind of ensuing here.
Ooh. All right, Henny. All right, here we go. Get him activated. Get him going. Get him involved early on. That's where Henny thrives. Take the shot and drop. Fast picks. Fast flicks. JOTA will catch Swisher, trying to get a little adventurous here in construction. Now Henny's back to the angle, and this one's looking good for MIBR. Nothing doing here for ATK. Completely stumped. That's just going to be left to Bodenmaster to, I mean, I guess either T-side save or try and find some damage. Economic damage would be huge, but chances to get back into this round are going to be minimal.
Definitely the case there, Boden. I wonder if he does want to pull off like a full minute save, right? Wouldn't be too far out of the picture. For ATK, it's probably worth it if he can get away with it. He still has like a full utility belt, so you really wouldn't have to repurchase in to anything. But of course, MIBR are going to get a little bit aggressive. A little bit interested in a hunt here, maybe. Because they've got him contained. They do have some sense of location. Depending on what JOTA can get away with here. I think he might have just spotted him as well. Unfortunately, shooting the railing there just a little bit, but everyone else starting to hunt in now. How much do they want to invest? They don't have to give over a single soul. They just nail the kill from BRN, and MIBR, they get another round on the board.
It's a nice way to do it, too. Everybody alive, everybody thriving. Cash built up a little bit here. They're still going to have a fight on their hands. Plenty of money available for ATK to buy back into this, but here's the round where if ATK want to make this a truly dominant half, they should put MIBR away. You let them back into this one, you let them convert here, your money starts to get brittle, and suddenly MIBR have a chance to recover. Now, admittedly, best case scenario now is 8-7 if they don't crop another round, so it's already not great. But MIBR are giving themselves a chance.
And he continues to look much more comfortable now after that first round, but Turtle just gets plucked out straight through the smoke. That might have been a bit unfortunate for him. He just catches the bare end of Swisher, and that's not something you ever want to deal with. Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes it happens. BRN, this is critical. This is critical. Flashbang's good. Exit drops that over. It's going to be heavy presence from up top. BRN doing work, giving his team a chance. Bomb picked up. They're coming into a construction site. Jota's looking for connector, and as such, he's going to lose his life. Now everything onto Exit. Henny's not close enough to rotate quickly for this, and if ATK just finds the space, what Exit's going to be able to do, but he gets the shadow advantage. The shadow advantage is enough here. Flashbangs, they were too late, and they weren't on to begin with. Molotov comes out. There's the connection. Now Henny's set up with the clutch. 40 seconds. They could actually rotate up. They don't have to commit to this. The pressure on. That's a freebie. Didn't expect Henny to be back graffiti. Now the 1v1 is on. Opera v Opera. Bowden taking some altitude. Henny not quite giving him the fight he was hoping for. Bowden knows. He's trying to force the peak. He's trying to force the fight, but Henny will take the exact right moment as Bowden goes in for the plant. And now it's all a battle of wits. Back behind the pillar goes Bowden. This resets the aim. And he was hoping for the fight to come to him, and what's he doing here?
He's got a little bit of time to reposition. I see that kid on the site, so maybe that's something he can use.
Oh, this is such a risk. So he's going to have to give the audio cue as he drops down. And indeed, there it is. Does Bowden really read this? Does he really expect it? Yes, the kid is there, but better go quick if you're going to do it. And Henny, no opportunity. Was hoping resetting the angle would give him a peek, would catch Bodenmaster slipping, but Bowden's buttoned up in that clutch.
That's great clutch as well, right? Bowden, he has been, not silent, but he's been a bit quiet so far to kick this game off. Everyone else has been very loud, more so on ATK. And so to close out a clutch versus Henny, a very tense one as well, where it's up against the operative. It's a testament to skill. It's a pride 1v1 there as well. To come out on top, that's a huge accomplishment, and that gives them the half win as well on the T side of Overpass, which even makes matters worse. And they look to maybe take some risk here. At the moment, you can see all the players will be much more presence than just a lonely swisher. But MisteM, as the sole lurk on A, finds the pick, and that's going to create so much chaos in MIBR's defense.
This is looking bad now. Bad in a big way, and MIBR just can't sustain too many more of these rounds. Now on comes the hit. Swisher not able to connect there. Turtle holding the line. Turtle putting in work now. He's so low. He's so very low, but as is MOTM, and Henny now on the angle. Bowden trying to battle up, trying to battle forward. Connects, and that means he's going to have a chance to get on towards A. It's a foot race here. They're not rotating just yet. By the time they do it, maybe too late. Bowden could be wishing he had a rifle instead of the AWP here, but he'll have a chance to bomb plant and a chance to defend.
Up con already. They got the flank. Turtle is activating here, so he has to figure out a way to plant this bomb safely.
If he fights forward, so Exit's holding for him. Smoke's going to go up. They should allow the chance for the bomb plant. Exit's going to go through. Exit's going to go through. Oh, the no-scope doesn't land. A clutch denied, as MIBR will at the very least find 5, but that was far from stable.
Oh, man. That would have been massive. Back-to-back rounds where Bowden comes up big. Even besting Henny inside of connector. You can see Henny didn't even want to take that fight. When do you ever see Henny play back like that? Fear of the opposition, but Bowden striking fear into his opponents. MIBR still claimed the round, though, at the end of the day. Narrowly going their way. It came down to inches on a no-scope, potentially. Turtle was on 3 HP, so... Great closer. They needed that one. Again, 8-7 is the best case scenario. If they're able to get that, maybe they can work with it.
Maybe. Discussion being had here from ATK. They have a little bit of cash from Bodenmaster. They want to try and bet that on this round, or do you play the long game and try and get one more? Seems to be the discussion. Some utility picked up from MisteM. A dig out. They buy down half. I mean, Bowden could actually put a fair amount around here and still have enough to bind the next. Now it seems like, unfortunately, we may have a slight technical issue that's being resolved here. So, here we go. 8 rounds on the board. 8-5 at this point. finally the T side economy is a little bit broken here. MIBR get a chance for respite. Do you think 7 rounds here is enough for them to contend on Overpass?
I don't necessarily think so. I mean, obviously, I could be proven wrong there, but you just want to be winning out on CT side of Overpass nowadays, right? It's where things can really come into form. You talk about, Bowden working up wonders with the op right now on T side. Not necessarily having the most kills, but you can see some flair out of him, and if he brings any of that into the defense, they're going to have a whole lot. They play around him quite nicely on that A side, so, I mean, there's a reason ATK like this map so much. They are very, very strong at it.
That they are. That they are. But, I mean, we've seen the form start to take shape for MIBR. I think the one thing that we didn't really see early on was just sort of letting Henny create. And I think that's where he's at his best, right? He is kind of a player where, at least in the early round, at least in the first 30 seconds, sometimes you just want to take him off the chain. Let him go do his thing, see if he's going to go find a kill, and then bring it on home. That's what he's so good at, is taking that shot, dropping away. And I think the rounds on the CT side where they had the most success have been those rounds. Now we should be hopping back into the game in just a little bit, but with a limited buy here, what would you say? You got 6K on Bowden, you got about 2K on everybody else. You risking it? You going for it? You trying to make it a 10-5, or you playing for the 9-6?
I like to see some risk sometimes, and right now, if you are kind of already rocking with the T side lead, why not go for a little bit of extra credit? Really try and send it home as soon as possible. We've already seen, ATK wielding a lot of confidence in this series, and so I think they want to show that with their purchase, and yeah, that's what they're gonna go with.
All right. Okay.
Just an
AWP up in this one. It's interesting. Everybody else saves. Kind of the worst of both worlds.
I honestly. I 100% agree,
right.
but maybe not. Oh, did they do the boost again?
Same shot on Turtle, yep. Quad boost. Or Turtle. Keeps getting caught in this timing. He's not had fun this half.
Hey, you know what you said? Slow and steady. If you start off even slower, maybe it ends up being even steadier.
I don't think that's how it works, but I like it. I'll take your word for it.
Nothing but optimism here is,
the funny thing is, if you're MIBR right now, the only thing you've seen is the op, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's a good
point.
point.
I think this is a full buy. Frankly, I'm really surprised with the op that they didn't go all the way in.
Yeah, maybe after that opening pick from Bowden, everyone tries to run back into spawn and get their purchases.
Hit your bind! Hit your bind!
Might have been a little bit too late, unfortunately, here, but Bowden, you can see they're just trying to send him in openings. Oh, MisteM. He had an opening chance, a gap right there from BRN, but it gets filled up. He makes sure not to give up too much space. Fadey playing around this. Really? We're gonna take one more with them.
How does he do this much damage? Bowden's down. Bowden's down. That's the one set of armor gone. MisteM's gonna pick up that AWP and try and set this up, but JOTA's now coming up the flank. This should be over. It was a slim pickings kind of round to begin with. And MisteM, I think, largely wants to try and save this AWP.
What?
Oh, he's going to succeed.
If he gets out towards that B side.
Is he going to go for the bomb plant?
Oh, there's no way. 10 seconds. He has to make a move.
No one's close enough.
He's got it.
He does. He does. No time to spare, but he's got a bomb plant here, and they're realizing their mistake. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Probably shouldn't have given him that. They're going to quickly make up for it, but that is going to be more weaponry going into the next round. That's interesting. Now, here's my question. What's more valuable, that bomb plant or saving it off into the next round?
I was thinking he would actually try and run away towards Monster and just save the gun whenever the bomb got planted, right? But it's a good question, right? It's up for interpretation here. But the op's still out for Bowden. And they honestly don't have that bad of a purchase. That T-side economy, sure, Fadey's rocking with no head Kevlar. But as long as you have Bowden on the op.
I guess it had to be Fadey.
I think he did buy him, yeah.
I'm genuinely surprised that they had enough cash for that. But that's why I don't have an account. Great.
There you go.
All right. Better buy than expected. Heavy presence on B. Look at this. Full stack on. 4 players here expecting the pressure. But it's just Swisher and MIBR giving them the fight right now. ATK holding for aggression. They'll start to make their presence felt towards A. They'll start to take some ground, some space. It's just BRN playing way back in the bank.
What's that boost going on right there? It's out of the fountain? I think we saw that from Ponalone one season, if I'm not mistaken. Where you maybe get a little bit of gaps there, but Turtle in the meantime is going to find a 1-for-1 at the very least. They're able to do some damage in this round. Doesn't get plucked out, jumping up from heaven, so valuable target taken down as well. So once you take care of Swisher, you know that B side is a little bit lacking. Bottom are obviously taking a lot of flak, but Bomb's dropped in that position as well, so I'm kind of getting a hint as to where ATK want to finish right now, despite a lot of this presence being shown towards A side.
Yeah. Very nervous about MIBR being the sole guardian there, but Bowden is going to pick it up. Tune up with the squad, maybe set up some flashes to try and get MIBR through. Deep smoke. Interesting one thrown from Jota.
Flashes are in.
Is there a player watching from heaven? No, stop. So here's going to be the swing. Jota shuts this down. The bomb is dropped. The round is over. 7-8 is our scoreline as we head towards the half here, Cole.
Yeah, not too bad right there. Able to do a lot of damage there towards the tail end. MIBR, you got to be happy in some sense that you were able to claim a couple of kills.
Yeah, you certainly do. But that is going to be our halftime scoreline, and we'll be back after this break. close as close can be. A lead for ATK on what one most would figure to be the less than favored half, but MIBR are going to make this a real fight, and they give themselves a prime chance to rally back here in half number 2. All starts here on the pistol. Let's see what we got. Heavy presence for a fight at Fountain. 3 in the connector for ATK. They love these dualies plays on Swisher. This is like the quintessential ATK pistol. The only thing that's less ATK about it is there's not a second set of dualies here, Cole.
Dude, I absolutely adore teams that have taken to the dualies. There's always a good spot on every map for it to be played out, so looking to get that triple con setup here. Classic in North America for the CT pistol here. I'll put some shots off, though. They do identify Bowden in this position. How long do they want to commit to this? They're waiting for a re-aggression, and they might be wise to that. Oh.
Okay. Turtle taking out the first. The Bowden Master has been sunk, and this is going to be the reroute, right? Show some face, show some contact towards A, and group to hit through Monster. There's actually util set for this as well. 2 smokes, Molly, Flash. There's quite a bit to work with. MIBR, though, could find the timing on this adventurous peek up the ladder. Turtle? Did Turtle see him? Turtle! Done for. Swisher now finds another advantage found for ATK, and MIBR, they haven't actually moved in. They've still got their util player, so that's nice to have. But for the moment, they stalled out, and there's only 30 seconds. Sub 30 seconds now. As soon as Swisher gets confirmation, they should rotate in heavy because there's just not enough time for MIBR to reset to anything else. Here comes the hit. Here comes the play. It's going to be about the stall out here for ATK if they could do it. 15 seconds. Swisher is the big hurdle to actually getting this bomb planted. Swisher is dealt with, but that's the bomb drop. 10 seconds. They're out of time. They're out of clock. BRN has to avoid dying after this timer. 4 seconds. 3, 2. They won't clock him. They will do him the mercy of a death before time runs out. That could have been disastrous early for MIBR.
That's my problem with this MIBR team, though, right now. Already seen on their T side. It just sometimes they just don't give themselves enough time to make things work. Granted, there was a lot of hurdles that they had to go through, and one of them was Swisher peeking out constantly. They lost their connector presence there to an aggressive maneuver from MisteM as well. So, I mean, again, MIBR, they love to dwindle that timer. That's one of their classics on the T side, and sometimes it just comes back to bite them. See what they got in store here for a Glock round. I like them dwindling the timer on rounds like these. I never like when teams just kind of throw these rounds away. Because there's always these small details, right? You bait up more utility as the round goes down. All of these are, you know, valuable details there. If you get an extra smoke or molly out, that's a lot of money out of the pockets here. And if you find a kill, that would be quite nice as well. Bowden down low. Put on notice.
See, selfishly, Cole, I want them to just run forward and die. Give me gun rounds.
Enough.
Give me gun rounds.
Oh,
all right,
God.
Bowden's down. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's starting to get a little nervous, perhaps. Swisher is going to retake some space in the bathrooms, but it's this long presence that's going to be the issue. And eventually, ATK are going to have to reckon with it. Condensing the angles, not the way you want to do this, although with an MP9, that flashbang peek is good. Swisher's making some serious moolah here. But MisteM is yoinking them. 3 kills for MisteM on the rifle, so not so much money made for young Swish.
Hey man, he deserves it. He's putting in the IGL duties, and he's dropping in 20 kills. And we are just at the turn of round 18, so MisteM coming into playoffs, firing on all cylinders. And I mentioned this, right? This isn't necessarily the most pressured matchup, right? Once you head into the finals, that's when the pressure's applied. But right now, MisteM's putting up a hell of a game at the moment.
Cool. Nade over. Jota. Down low. Yawn. Heavy this presence is for ATK. This read is such a dramatic lean, and it's going to lead to an opening pick. Do they realize how many players are here? How did you expect this? Fadey going to wipe one out. There's 4 players basically available for the fountain fight. I guess MisteM was technically watching Khan, but such a heavy lead for ATK, and the gamble is working out beautifully. Now the rotation. MisteM had to have that one. Very awkward. Almost finds the kill, but almost only matters in horseshoes and hand grenades, and this is neither of those. So now the rotation needs to be on for ATK. They need to defend this B site. This should have been a sure thing. But that killing connector opens things back up, and, well, utility's starting to sail over. MOTM's going to have to hold the line. One flashbang for support. MOTM's going to take space off of that. The second flash, the T-side flash, is actually more effective. Not the way they were hoping it to be. Here's the fight. Here's the face. A little awkward there. BRN has to shoot through his teammate's legs, and that leads to an easy cleanup on the next. All on to Turtle. Turtle was low. He doesn't have control of the bomb, and as soon as a bullet finds his way, he's done for. Turtle's going to try and reset this fight, and actually, he's just going to save. He's going to pull the trigger. He's going to back away. His kit's more useful than dying.
I mean, good news is Turtle, he has kind of started out quite nicely here so far. If you remember that pistol round, he was able to find the entry right there. He has the only answer back to ATK's heavy setup towards that A side, so that's a small silver lining. But again, it looks a bit clunky on this execution here from MIBR, and it's kind of odd to see them in this form, right? Usually they come in, you know, pretty well versed. Utilities looking on point. I think the biggest problem for this roster sometimes is just the you know, problems when it comes to the timer. It's not the utility, it's not things like that, but like you said, that T-side flash that comes through, it buys extra time for rotations to arrive onto the scene. Some spacing issues given the, you know, the awkwardness in shooting your teammates there. It's very clunky at the moment for MIBR. They need to get a handle on that quickly, otherwise they're going to be staring down the barrel of a map disadvantage.
Nades. Sailing over. 1-for-1 trade here initially. It's going to be the faster play for MIBR. They're flooding right in. We haven't really seen this just yet, but with the less buy, they just want to try and get her done. Nice kill from MOTM early from the toxic position. Smokes are giving nice sight lines to isolate fights. These players, they're under fire, and, well, it's working out. Nice bit of maneuvering there from ATK. Limit the casualties to just MisteM. That could have gotten very bad. I actually like the play call from MIBR. The smokes, the space used from ATK holds it off.
Perfect counter utility, yeah. Great little shout there is that they just can't really find the entries if they're smoked off at every angle. And again, it's just so much time for rotations to arrive onto the scene. ATK a little bit worried in that round, but they quickly punch back there. And no op for Henny here. Sometimes on this T side, he doesn't really prioritize an op either, so maybe for good reason. You're just trying to get some rifle work done. The Turtle, he's already down to half HP here, taking a lot of flak. More damage done by the utility as well from ATK, doing so much early. Try and keep the pressure on. They're building themselves a nice foundation currently, our ATK. If they can keep on stringing rounds together.
It would be nice, certainly. Fadey, good flash, good clear. MOTM sets him up. Fadey knocks him down. And that denies all B presence for MIBR. So any rotation is going to be belabored. Where did that kill come from? Hello?
I think he was a connector.
Where did MisteM? In con, he died?
No, he
on B?
boosted.
That was spam. Was that spam or boost?
Boost, yeah.
Okay, well, nice find there, certainly. Makes us a little bit more viable. Jota has found some space. The problem is, if they can't deal with Fadey, they're going to wind up in a pinch. A really awkward pinch at that. They know Swisher's here, but they seem to be trusting he's not going to go for the backstab. And they're wrong. They are incorrect about that. Good damage done from Swish. Takes Henny down very low. 25 seconds. They've got to commit if they're going to go for it. Rotating at this point in time. Oh, MOTM is so ready for this. One dead. Surprise, two aren't dead. Jota so low. Has to try and sprint towards site, to be honest. Bowden's already posted on the angle, and there it is. The execution. The murder shot. Yes, they can't exactly build a massive bank in this one, but ATK are hurtling ever closer to the end of this game.
Lovely work being done right there, man. You can see the setup going on. Perfect stuff. And then Swisher, I think, is the deal sealer for this round. He just fakes out like he's repositioning towards long, and that's not the case. They couldn't be more wrong. They were so trusting that he wouldn't go on the re-aggression, but it's Swisher we're talking about. And you can trust this guy to be your closer, especially on an important round like that.
me trust issues. Haggard buy in this one. Tech. Pistolos. Not a whole lot else. Couple flashes. Make that one. Single smoke. Not inspiring exactly for MIBR. And this is to keep ATK off of 40. You lose your con player. Swisher gets heavily tagged up. That must have been, was that a scout headshot through a wall?
I don't know how it did so much damage.
Ton of damage.
Oof.
Swish gonna be vulnerable to the deagle as a result of that. Fadey will bring back the kill though. Big one to find. I think he just spotted the ankles of another player as well. He did call for the flashbang. Flashbang didn't necessarily work, but the kill did. And well, okay. Penny is still definitely deadly with this. He's got a rifle upgrade now. They're continuing to fight him. They don't necessarily need to do this, but the dink will make life a little easier, and the nade's gonna chase. Penny down to 20. He's got his pick of the sights, but that's about all he's got going in his favor.
There's no really good options here, is there, either? You can try your luck towards A, but you have to clear out so many different angles. You can try your luck towards B, but they are currently shooting at you, so... I guess it is pick your poison. Nice damage done, I guess. MIBR not walking away completely and empty-handed, and then he is showing some ability with the snipers. Maybe not the sniper you'd prefer, but he did some serviceable work, and he will get that T-side op for the first time in this half. Last time these two teams faced off, though, it was the CT side that ATK swept flawlessly over there in Stockholm, and I'm worried it might happen again. Oh my god.
Making this look so easy. Runs out of bullets, otherwise he would have had another. And, well, Henny, it's just been set up. He's been teed up, and MisteM's going to knock the last 2 kills out of the park. Map point found here for ATK. This is pure domination.
Yeah, again, man, they swept them on the CT side. It just looks like they are so proactive. Look at all the plays that they're going for all throughout the map. They just have different little game plans that are catching MIBR off guard, and that's exactly what ATK do best. This is why I love their defense, man. It's so tricky. It's so hard to deal with. It's always, you know, aggression on the extremities that catches you off guard, and there's always some sort of setup and follow-up, so it reminds me a lot of complexity as well.
It's also one of those situations where, you know, you have a very green IGL in JOTA who is trying to get the reins on that situation. Yes, they've got the systems in place. Those flow from Bit, their coach, but it's still tough to figure out a new IGL, and particularly where it's tough is in the mid-rounding. And so when you are so dynamic as ATK, when you take the initiative, when you take these fights, when you're always showing a little bit of a different look, it's so tough to settle in for MIBR to actually find the rhythm and actually be able to control the pace of play. It's kind of brutal.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned that. It's just such a stylistic clash. When they've had their old IGLs, they've been able to deal with ATK before, but JOTA, maybe not the experience that's warranted here to try and do the damage. And look at this, more proactivity coming from Swisher. He's already facing the fountain, and he finds one. He nearly finds a second. Again, he runs out of HP this time and actually closed in from Henny as well, so there's a response, but HP advantage still pretty firmly in favor here. Fadey going for a risky little position here, giving JOTA current spot. Now that's just been revealed by a little bit of spam, so JOTA showing shoulder, showing face here in short.
Grouping up for this B hit. They're massing. What's the utility look like on this site? There's not a lot of it. You got MisteM, who could get in towards heaven to huck some mollies pretty quickly, but outside of that, you're down to 1 smoke and 1 flashbang.
I got Bowden flanking here towards A, so I think he's going to soon rotate a third player over towards this B side here, as Bowden's going to clear out all of A soon.
As he's finding this info, does that start to float MisteM down? It does indeed. So he could be here just in the nick of time, and most critically, his utility could be. Love a Molotov, that's not going to happen. The smoke will provide a tiny bit of cover, but MOTM is under threat, and he knows it. MisteM on the scene, that distracts, that draws focus. Henny is so low in a 1v2, where he doesn't even have control of the bomb. 20 seconds, it's been dropped forward on sidewalk. He has to go forth and get it. He's so concerned about this now, and as soon as he goes for that plant, well, he won't even get to it. That's going to be the map. Overpass is so solidly in favor of ATK. Once the half switches, it's just not even a contest here.
Not at all, man. Just lights out stuff. It's another one of those flawless sweeps on the CT side as well for ATK. So much going in their favor right now, man. And it's familiar scenes from them. It looks like MIBR just don't know how to react to this aggression on the CT side. And unfortunately for them, that's going to lead to their demise here on Overpass as well.